everybody. Happy Friday night. It is March 4th, 5 p.m. We are in a Pisces sun and an Aries moon. And guys, if you're not feeling the fire, I don't know what to tell you. We're here for Psychic Hour. I don't know who's here to join us, but I'm KibbyRose. I'm your Authortube lesbian psychic stoner. So let's get on with the day, shall we? Or the night. You know, I live in both worlds. All right, so guys, I've got a little bit of calming music playing over here, and it's kind of conflicting with my energy at the moment, but I do need it because the last time I did this, it was a little cray-cray. I don't know how many people are going to be coming in today. This is going to be on a whim, but I do have, just in case, I do have some questions that I can answer if anyone's curious. I did want to show off a couple of things before everybody comes while we wait for people. I got some new stones simply because for those who know already, I've been struggling a little bit. So one of my friends gave me a heart hematite stone to help with the family healing issues that some of you know I have that I'm struggling with. And then I got this beautiful, it's sea glass, but it's made into a moon. And I absolutely love it. And there's something about this one that's just like, I don't know if it's because I'm a Scorpio and I'm a water sign and it's sea glass and it's a moon and everything else. But there's something about this one that I'm really just like connecting to right now and just feeling it up. But yeah, I got those two things right now, the heart and the moon. And I thought that was kind of perfect considering how I'm struggling with family issues right now. So now that I shared that, I'm going to pop in and say hi to everybody. Miss Ward, hello, my dear. How are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. Oh, let me do this because I have a new little thing that I came up with. Just in case we have anybody who comes in and is new here. Whatever question you have, guys, at the beginning of the session, go ahead and throw it into the chat and I will answer in accordance to who asks first and how it comes and goes. But yeah, if you have a question, put it in the comment, just put question in front of it. And that way, because you know, everybody likes to talk in the comments and that way it flashes out and stands out to me because I realized last time, a little bit of difficulty in that. So, hello, Cora. Hello, my dear. I know you couldn't come in to the actual show, but I'm glad that you're here in the comments and the chats. I know you have a question for me. I can already feel it. So let me keep going and go ahead and stick your question in the comment and I'll get to it. I don't know why. Yeah. Blame my angels on that one. Exotica! Hello, my dear. Hey, all, I won't be able to stay long. Oh, that's okay. Need to get some editing done before you get too tired. But wanted to pop in and show some love. Well, you are welcome to come in and show some love. This is only an hour long. So if you guys need an hour-long break, that's kind of why I'm doing this. I know a lot of you want to get work done, which is fine, but you're more than welcome to stay and hang out for a little while. Thank you. So for those that are popping in that are new, this is what she's referring to about how pretty. One of my friends got me these new stones to help with healing. So that's what Miss Ward is coming in with. Beautiful. Cora, my mom wanted me to ask. Oh my God. You already asked it. Okay. My mom wanted me to ask a question. She wanted to know if my father is going to keep his promises on the house and the car. Yes and no. Yes, he's going to keep the promises, but he's not going to make it easy. From what I can see, he's going to make it difficult and irritating every step of the way. From what I can see, this has to do with him having a problem of letting go of the control issue and making a lot of the calls. I don't think he saw it as a control factor. I think he saw it as more of taking care of business and his wife and everything and not realizing that it turned into control. So there's something there where, yes, he's going to keep his promises because at the heart of everything, he really is a good man. He's just living in older ways and he does Yeah. So yes, he will keep his promises, but he's going to make it difficult every step of the way. Oh, thank you. They are beautiful. I'm this one, the moon, for some reason, I am attached to. Badger! I know Badger's going to have a question for me too. If he doesn't, I'm going to be surprised. If not, you guys are going to get to hear me rant and rave about some of my first experiences in the psychic world and with ghosts and encountering haunted houses and such. So yeah, if nobody throws any questions in other than Cora. Hi, Michaela. Hello. Seriously, none of you have questions? Okay. And everybody's just coming in saying hi, or there's a lag on StreamYard. And Nikki. Hi, Nikki. I know a lot of you are coming in thinking I'm doing sprints. I'm not doing sprints. This is the new thing that we're doing in regards to Psychic Hour. So since nobody's coming in with questions, oh, okay. Then I have a couple of things that I'm going to tell about. So I put up on my Instagram, hello, oh, Diarob, hello. Well, welcome, you guys. I'm actually going to be talking a little bit. So there's two things I'm going to cover if nobody comes in with questions. And see the banner that's scrolling down below. Ah, Cora, thank you, my dear, because I don't want to ramble on about myself. I really don't. Okay, so now my question. Oh, so you did have a question. Will my dad finally call me so we can start our relationship over to repair it? Not for a minute. Oh. Okay, so from his point of view, he feels a little backstabbed by the women in the family. He's got some little grudges and resentment issues to get over first. Eventually, I do see that he will. If you are reaching out to him or sending messages, just know that they're going unanswered, but they're not going unnoticed. So, because I see that maybe like a text message or something is gone, and he like picked up his phone, he saw it, and he was like, I can't right now, baby girl. It's almost like he can't give you the right attitude. And so he's just going to wait until he can. There's something about what is going on with your mom right now that has really pushed things. He's having to reevaluate, reassess, rethink. He's definitely come into that mindset of when everybody else seems wrong, maybe it's not everyone else. And maybe there are some adjustments he can make. Just right now, there's too much on the plate right now that he has to handle for him to be able to actually work on himself. So as soon as whatever this is, this little roller coaster ride that he's on inside of the roller coaster he's already on, he'll be able to get off that ride and start on the next one, which is going to be the emotional healing process. And in that process, he's going to be able to reach out to you. You will oh wow. If you're worried about him not speaking to you until he's on his deathbed, that's not the case. He will reach out before that happens. I do see several years of good, happy, not the best of times, but definitely rekindling times at the end of his life. And there's a good little chunk where he's with grandkids too. So I'm seeing there will be a repair there. It's just going to, he's a stubborn man. And that's also where you kind of get it from too. I got a tarot reading earlier over YouTube. Well, I saw tarot in the comment right below Cora's, and so I grabbed my cards. But I'm trying to make peace with the demon that possessed me, but he's been on my ass. What do you do? Okay. I love that we can ask questions. Okay. So a lot of the demons that possess us or that possess people, first of all, breathe deep. From what I can see, the demon is not in full possession of you. Demons actually have several phases of possession that I see for myself when they're on them. And I also figured this out while I was homeless. It was the first time I'd ever seen somebody who was completely consumed by a demon. And let me explain how I see it so that I can explain where you are in the phase and then how you can accommodate. Basically, what a demon does is they'll find somebody who's weak and they'll start whispering in their ear. The more you listen to them, the more they're able to kind of take a hold. And when I say take a hold, what I actually see is I see the first phase is them putting their hands into like your shoulder blades, like they cut their fingers hook onto your collarbones and like dig into your skin. The second phase is when they climb onto your back and their back legs are then hooked onto your shoulder blades in the back. The third level of consumption is when they actually take their mouth and consume it over the head, and basically all you see is the opening of their mouth and the demon's eyes, the human's mouth and the demon's eyes. That's full possession. And I've only ever seen that on the street and some really, really bad people. Your possession is to the point where you are at the first stage, basically. He found that you were weak. You listened. Here's how you get rid of him. You stop listening. You tell him no. When something comes in, because it really is free will, they're not allowed to force you to do anything. It's kind of funny because it's literally that analogy where there's an angel on one side and there's a demon on the other. Free will allows you to choose who you want to listen to. The one that you listen to more is the one that tends to have more control and able to influence you more. It's just like becoming a fan of a person. The more you become a fan and obsessed with that famous person, the more they influence your life. Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, any famous female has seen this happen to them. You literally, whenever you know when they're whispering to you, because your hairs go on the back of your neck, and you're having the problem right now, Daya, of figuring out which sign is positive and negative. Instead of trusting the hairs rising on the back of your neck, trust your gut. What does your conscience tell you? Yes, you get the feeling. Yes, demons can give you energy. Yes, they do that because that's how they start manipulating, is you think that you're getting energy from them, and what they're actually doing is just basically giving you a little pinprick so that you explode and they can feed off of you. And the way to do that is to just, when something like that happens and a suggestion comes to you, take a step back. Instead of making action right away, contemplate what you're doing first. I can see that yours tends, tell me if I'm wrong in this. So, okay, well, that was for something else. But I was the one being wrong all these years, and I want to go back to him after ignoring him for 2 years. The way you've got to do that. Okay, so, well, first of all, whatever this situation is where you're feeling like you have to go back to him after ignoring him for 2 years, you're listening to the wrong instinct on that. That's one of those things where you don't, by taking accountability. Okay. Here's the thing on this. If this person was actually a good person, if this person was actually a good influence on your life and was a positive energy, then I would say, yes, you need to go back and you need to apologize and you need to take accountability. Because this person was negative, acknowledging and taking accountability for how you could have done better is actually where the change happens. By going back to this person and trying to kind of desperate look, it's one of those situations where you feel like you have to go back and right the wrong. However, by acknowledging the wrong and realizing that next time you can do it a different way, that is righting the wrong. And normally you would take the step further and go back to the person and apologize. But from what I can see, this person is the type of person that if you went to and apologized to them, they would literally milk it. They would manipulate it into a gaslighting situation and you wouldn't get anywhere. And then basically your good deed. Yeah. There is ways to apologize without doing it face-to-face. You can write a letter, write a text message without sending it. The energy does go. You don't necessarily have to physically do it. There are some people in our past that we've wronged that it's better to keep them in the past. They're in the past for the reason. And from what I can see, he's in the past for a reason. So, okay, Nicole. That sounds like solid advice. Well, good. I hope I could help. It is just advice too. I mean, the way I work is take what I say, but come to your own conclusions. Come to your own wait, I'm up here with here. Come to your own conclusions. Come to, like, take what I say openly, absorb it, but form your own opinions, conclusions, solutions, ideas, because you are the one who has to make the choice in your life of what you want to do. I can only give you suggestions. So, and I skipped some people. So we're going up to Exotica before we get to Nicole, because Exotica was next. I starred them. This is why I starred them, and I had you guys put questions. So thank you all for putting question. I appreciate it. Okay, Exotica. Whoa. Well, my first question to you, Exotica, is your grandmother passed? I need to ask that real quick. Do you think you have to be born with psychic abilities, or is it something you can learn to tap? You have to, yeah. It's an unwanted gift. I'm just going to put it that way. I want to say that it could be taught, but it can't. I've never come across or encountered somebody who could be taught. From what I understand, you have to be born with it, and then it's nurtured to up into the point. It follows the family line. That's why witches tend to be the blood related a lot of the time. Every female has natural instincts and empath abilities. Every person has natural empath abilities. Everybody has instincts. Mothers especially have a little bit stronger intuition because there's something that happens when you become a mother. But from what I've been taught and from what I've understood and what I've encountered myself, it is something that you have to be born with. I have met some people out there that have absolutely no empath or intuition abilities whatsoever. So yeah, I definitely think that genetics and us spreading our genetics and broadening the line has brought a lot more witches into the fold, but I do believe it's something you have to be born with. And from what they show me too, like, witch lineages have a special sparkle, like crystal line on the family tree. So it's like I can almost tell just by tapping into the family if that family or that person has psychic abilities. Or I've even had some people who try to invade my own mind, and I don't like that. It's like, nah. Oh, Michaela. All right. I think my sister's boyfriend is going to break her heart. Will he? Okay, so first of all, hold on. I was going to say, Exotica answered my question, so let me say, yes, I never met her, but I've been thinking about her more now than I ever did when I was young. Okay, because she's your guardian angel. And you've been asking a lot of questions about the family. So she's been more influential. So yes, that's why you've been thinking about her more, is actually because she's been around you more. Her energy is around you more. So you're going to be thinking and feeling of her more. Meditate and attune, because you're able to hear them, but you're not able to read people. So you do hear your angels, if that's what you're worried about. Everybody hears their own angels. You're just going to have to learn, because you're going to have to learn which ones are them, because they come in with our own internal dialogue. So the voice it's not like you're going to hear your grandmother's voice. And if you do, there's something else going on, and that's called audio hallucinations. And we need to talk about that on a whole different level. But your grandmother is saying that she's been answering your questions a lot, but they'll come in as thoughts for you, and you'll be like, no, that's not right. And it's almost like your grandmother's going, okay, we're going to have to figure out how to do this a different way. So just understand that when you ask a question and you get a weird answer in your head that doesn't seem to be coming from your own thoughts, but it's your own internal dialogue, more often than not, that's your angels, especially when it's positive. Just be careful though, because demons talk the same way. Demons and angels, they sound the same in your head. The only way to decipher between the two is whether the message is positive or negative. Demons, yeah. Demons don't tell you, like demons tell you to hurt yourself. Angels tell you they love you. That's one way that I figured it out. Question. Okay, your sister's boyfriend. Okay, so quick question for you, Michaela. How old is your sister? Because the answer they're coming in with this is yes, but that's because it's young love. And it always happens that way. So I'm just curious, how old is your sister? Because this, and yes, if she's ever worried about finding the right romance, yes, she will. They have it in line for her. There's just, she's got a couple lessons to learn first. So, Michaela, are you still here? If not, I'm sorry, because I just need to know that, the answer to that, if you can. Let me get back down to here. So Cora is giving confirmation. Yes, I am father's daughter. Yep, I get some stubbornness from you. Yes, you do. And mixed with your mom's intellect, that's where you have a hard time butting heads with people. So yeah. Exotica, yes, I never met her, but I've been thinking about her more. Okay, so that was your grandmother. That's right. So, Miss Ward, being born with the gifts curse is a necessity. Yeah, there are methods of learning to read people like profilers do. Yeah, but that isn't a psychic ability. It's observational skills that has its own value. Yep, exactly, 100%. A lot you can learn to pick it up, but like for me, I'm one of those that still, I'm a skeptic about myself. Like I don't believe that I can see things the way I see things. I just have people confirm that it's right. So I roll with it. But that's why I like people telling me confirmations, because truthfully, I am my own worst critic. It took me a long time. It took me to 40 to embrace this. Actually 37 it took me to embrace this, and once I embraced it fully, I literally have just, it's gone crazy for me. But thank you, you're welcome, means a lot to me. Haven't been around lately because I'm back in depression at the bottom of the hole right now, and that's what they're trying to help you get out of. Your angels keep sending little light messages. Guys, if you come across things on TikTok or on Facebook or on YouTube and you're like, oh, it's the algorithm, it's not necessarily always the algorithm. Okay, angels can work. Angels are energy. They have learned to, technology's been around long enough. They have learned to manipulate electronic energy. If you're having a bad day and you scroll through TikTok and that right TikTok just happens to come along and you're like, is that a message? Yes, it's a message. Take it as it is. And your angels are referencing that you're doing a lot where you're like, oh, that's not for me. And they're like, no, you just need to listen. Take it. Yeah, girl, you got it right. Just like you're doing right now. I don't know if I'm right about this, but just like you're doing right now, take a deep breath and don't let the emotion feed the intellectual thought process. Let the emotion go and then think. I really appreciate this. Oh, you're very welcome. Whatever I can do. Yeah, she's 21. Okay. Yeah, she's got a couple. About 26, 27 is when she's going to meet the man of her dreams. They're referencing that there's something in schooling that she's learning. There's something about money and work ethic that she's learning. And there's something about responsibilities in general. And they're hitting 3 points with this current relationship, but he's actually not going to be able to keep up with her. That's why this is going to be a little complicated, because technically he's going to break her heart, but it's going to be her decision to leave it, because he's not going to be able to keep up to her. She's going to accelerate here soon, and she's going to be like, boy, if you can't keep up, I'm leaving you in the dust. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And and it's her first relationship. And the first relationship is always the hardest to get over, whether you're breaking it off yourself or not. So it doesn't feel right because there's lessons to be learned. This is not the type of relationship this is her twin flame. He is definitely a soulmate. He is definitely here to show her and teach her a couple of lessons. They have the right man waiting in the wings, and they're actually showing that they're doing kind of the same thing with him right now too. And then once because they've got a path going. You guys have got to remember that twin flames and soulmates, we only have one twin flame, we have multiple soulmates, and depending on the love lessons we have to learn, that's what happens. You could be either encountering your twin flame or your soulmate. And just because you encounter your twin flame in this life doesn't mean they're going to be the love of your life. If this lifetime isn't the right energies and the right circumstances for your twin flame and you to be together, you will have a soul lesson that you learn, and it's a bigger karmic lesson than any of your soulmates will give you. So just know that, like, for example, I was reading the other day in my chart that evidently I was meant to go through life, have extreme difficulties in all areas, and then I don't know how many times it said healer under different areas of my chart, but it said I will have constant struggle in relationships, and boy, they're not wrong. And then the one part that hit hardest was when they said that the partner will never meet up to the to the level of love you're able to give them. And it's just like, yeah, it's not wrong. My chart, that's pretty much my chart history. So just for any of you that are interested that have an iPhone, I'm going to pull this up real quick. This is the app I use for knowing what moon, sun, anything else is. It's also the one I use for my chart. It's this one right here, Time Passages. Also, Skyview is really fun. If you guys don't have that, it just shows you the location of the planets and the stars. But Time Passages, if you click on it, it literally opens up to the information. And then if you click on that, it gives you even more. So it's free. It's free. It's in the Apple App Store. And I highly recommend doing it because it also tells you when planets go into retrograde, what moon phase we're in. And then down here, for instance, I'm going to try to cover up because it's showing my real name. Y'all don't need to see my real name. But it gives you your chart. And it not only gives you your chart, but it gives you, go back. It gives you the round chart. And then it also goes into all the planets and the aspects and everything. And if you click on each one of those, it gives you a whole listing. And if you guys ever wanted a breakdown of your chart and you ever wanted to know what your moon, your sign, your rising, and everything else is, I highly recommend the app. It's free. You can pay more to add people's charts to it. I have a couple people's charts added on there that are my regular clients. But if you guys ever wonder how I'm able, I may be a psychic, but I'm not that psychic. That's how I keep up with that stuff, guys. So, Exotica. Okay, question. Oh, you're fine. How do you protect yourself from dark energy? Prayer also works. Sunshine. It's truthfully, it's constant cleansing. Constant cleansing. The evil eye, some cast at you because of jealousy, their own issues, especially if you work with cards and other people. Here's the thing is I have a protection spell that I'm going to share with you guys. And it's the one I always use whenever I feel like somebody's throwing negative energy at me. And it's by the power of 3 times 3, I reverse the negative energy that you're sending to me. As I will it, so mote it be. And it basically, there's no harm, no foul, because you're not attacking them. All you're doing is just reversing whatever is being sent to you and giving it back to them. And not only that, but you're protecting yourself by the power of 3 in hopes that them getting it back by 3, they won't do it again. But it is a protection spell that you can use. It's a self-defense spell pretty much. I use it on the regular, like even if I just feel like somebody negative that I know is thinking about me, I will just say the spell, and it's so easy and simple. Did you need me to say it again? Who said it? Exotica, did you need me to say it again? Because I just heard that. Well, I'll say it again just in case. By the power of 3 times 3, I reverse the negative energy you're sending to me. As I will it, so mote it be. And it's mode, M-O-D-E. That one, like, that word screwed me up for the longest time. But so that's a simple spell that you can use that can just help you with that. Amethyst also is protection. If you guys didn't notice, I put on my amethyst ring. Silver is a protection. This is solitate, which is protection, and sage. Like, I mean, guys, I have this just sitting in front of me because I do readings. So those, and sage is huge. Sage is the biggest one. It's kind of funny. I question anybody who's allergic to sage because demons are allergic to sage. It's why it expels them. So question any, it's just, that's just food for thought. I kind of question anybody who tells me they're allergic to sage. But those are going to be your things to help you. Question. Duh, okay. Okay. Will I ever be able to trust enough to have another relationship, or will I always be alone? Ooh, honey. Yeah. Okay, so here's the Badger, are you ready for this? Because sometimes when you ask questions, you might not like the answers to them. And I'm not going to BS you. I'm not one to BS people, so I'm going to give it to you straight, okay? The reason that you're actually having trust issues and you're wondering if you'll trust enough is because there's some underlying problems there where you're thinking you're not good enough. And by maybe addressing those and rectifying them, you're going to be, because from what I can see in your head, you've still got the question of what is it that I did wrong that made her cheat? And from what I can see, normally you didn't do anything wrong. And truthfully, you didn't do anything wrong. However, when you are questioning whether you're going to be able to trust somebody else again, that, for me especially, that meant that there was something that I was dealing with that I wasn't paying attention to that made me question whether somebody is worthy to be with me. And then finally, I came to the conclusion that I wasn't asking whether or not I was going to be able to trust in another relationship. I was actually asking, am I worthy of being loved by the quality of person that I want to be loved by? And truthfully, for me, I had some work to do. Guess what I did? I did some work. And I have tried very hard, so there might be some stuff that you might want to look at where this is not, I mean, on the surface, this is about trust issues in the relationship, but there might be some underlying things that might be bringing more of a question to it than just what happened recently. So I hope that helps. And I'm sorry if that hurt. Question, Nicole. Okay, and we finally caught up to Nicole's question. Okay, what kind of questions can we ask? How does this work? Any questions you want? Anything, if you want to know something about yourself, if you want to know anything about spiritual healing, psychic work, if you have any questions for me, anything and everything is open forum. We're here for open discussion. I just don't want any hate or, like, you're entitled to your opinion, but if your opinion is that of hatred, you keep it to yourself. We're here just to learn. I found I have a lot more insight than I realized I had in regards to psychic work. And this is also I'm going to be starting this up on TikTok on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the mornings. So this is kind of my way of just kind of figuring out how I'm going to wing this whole thing. So Michaela, gosh, I didn't expect that. She is studying to become an accountant in the future. Thanks for your answer. That's why. Yeah, and she's going to need somebody who's making the money like she is, because when accountants make good money, and they also learn very quickly when somebody is living off of them. And yeah, he is the guy she's with right now he is far more interested. I mean, he's good for her right now because he's interested in partying and having a good time and being a 21-year-old, which you need, because trust me, when you're 40, you look back on those times with happiness. Most of them, just gonna put it that way. But yeah, he is not one that's going to be able to keep up with her financially and intellectually. I hate to say it, but he's pretty much hit his prime. She is just starting. So, and that's why that's going to happen. So, okay, Cora. Will my mom find someone else when she least expects it, when she calms down with the man hating? No, your mom is done with men. And truthfully, you might want to, she is happy as a perky little peach. She's kind of where my mom is, actually. It's kind of like she's like, well, you know what? I paid my dues. I'm rather enjoying my independence. It's nice making decisions without having to run them by someone else. She's able to do things without getting a side eye. No, I think your mom didn't realize how subservient she was to your dad until all of this happened. And now she's realizing what independent freedom is. And I really don't. And she's got her grandkids and she's got her kids. I really don't see her, unless it's some man that could come in and literally just prove her wrong about everything, which I have to share. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to share a TikTok that cracked me up today. She's going to be very happy she's fulfilled her purpose. Truthfully, that's how she feels about it. She's fulfilled her purpose of being a wife. It's time to be loving herself. And the TikTok that I want to bring up is a TikTok where this is somewhat good. Look, I'm a lesbian, guys, and I actually thought this guy was kind of good looking. I was like, he's actually kind of a looker. But he was talking about how he made it to the LGBTQ side of TikTok. And he was seeing all these gorgeous women talking about how they are. He's like, guys, we got to get together and step it up. All these, he's like, the LGBT roster for 2022, like, bon appetit, like, they're gorgeous. He's like, we got to get together and figure out what the heck we're doing wrong. And then he went on to say, and guys, if you think they're coming back, I know a couple lesbians. They ain't coming back. I was cracking up because I was just like, oh, Lordy. And that's kind of where your mom, I'm not saying that your mom's going to switch sides or, all of a sudden become a lesbian, but I am saying that she might be very well done with men. So love that. And you're welcome, Exotica. Okay, so question, and woo. All right, so what is a twin flame? Am I saying it correctly? Twin, TWIN, a twin flame. Okay, a twin flame is actually basically a soul. Like, a long time ago, everybody was connected to a partner in a form. When we were energy still. What basically happened is we were perfect opposites of each other. So for every negative that you had, they had the positive, and vice versa. You were able to live almost a perfect symbiotic relationship without anything. We got split. Blame Adam and Eve, blame Cain and Abel, whatever religion you're on, you know where that divide happened. So basically, your twin flame is your other half. It is literally the opposite of you that complements you and compensates you completely and fully. However, it also depends on where they are in their life and where they are in their life paths. Because of free will and choices and everything else, we burn at different frequencies in different lives. Sometimes one side of the flame is more powerful than the other side, and vice versa. That's why you can find your twin flame in this life and it might not necessarily work. Once you have found your twin flame, from what I understand, you both ascend. You only find your twin flame when you have literally done everything right. Karmically, you have done everything right. A soulmate is a past lover, is a lover that you had in a past lifetime, that there was a connection, a bond that basically expands lifetimes. That's why we have more than one soulmate, because depending on your belief, again, this is just my belief and I don't want to offend anybody, but depending on your beliefs, we've had multiple lifetimes and you don't have the same lover in every lifetime. And anybody, including me, knows that you can have multiple lovers in one lifetime. I, for a fact, have deeply loved 3 people in my life, 2 women and 1 man. So in that is what a twin flame is. It is literally like, even if you do your chart will be literally perfectly opposite of their sign, of the sun. Like for a fire sign, you'll have a water sign, and all the way down the chart. So you're ready. There's some work. Yeah, and yeah. Oh. So, no, honey, I know what this is. That just made me realize what it was. Your level of safety and security within your own environment has been compromised. That might be what you might want to look at working on before. Whoa. I don't know why, but I hope I'm right. And I hope that was you that I just felt that where you're just like, that makes sense. So, hi, Allie. Hey, you're coming in at 42. Wow, are we really at 42 minutes? Holy moly. Okay, yeah. Time flies when I'm doing this. Wow. Well, hello, Allie. Thank you for coming in. We're doing psychic reads. So if you have a question, put it in the comments. I'll get to it. Thank you, KB. I did beat myself up because I trusted him and I'm just married me for my settlement and then stole all my jewelry. I can't even think about trying to date. It's been 6 years. That's why your safety. Yeah, you have got to learn that you are safe with yourself again. And that, and I've been there. Just so you know, my stalker problem allowed her friends to rob me several times. At my parents' house, my car, everything. I know where you're coming from. It does get better. It's never going to completely go away. You're going to have to learn to do coping techniques, basically. Me personally, because I have a stalker problem, I realized the other day that I don't step out of my house without scanning everything from bush to treetop to rooftop to everything. And I subconsciously realized that's been stressing me out lately. But just know you're going to have to come up with coping techniques and it will get easier. Hello, D-Wise. Hello, how are you this evening, beautiful? Okay, have to run. Oh, you were supposed to go a while ago, hun. Have to run so I can get some editing done, but I really appreciate your energy. You're welcome. Looking forward to checking out your video next Friday. Aw, thank you. And D-Wise may be BFF. I'm so glad we got friends in here. Okay, Michaela, next question. Will my mom ever get out of depression? You guys have a chemical imbalance that runs in your family. You guys need, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. I don't, but I know that being on psychiatric medication did help me get out of some very unstable chemical conditions. Sometimes the chemical imbalance is so extreme that you need assistance. And it's not going to go away on its own. Your mom has been in a level of depression that chemical, that's the only way her brain knows how to function at this point. I would recommend your mom starting with counseling if she hasn't already, and then go from there. But from what I can see right now, literally her brain just has open, like the tab, the faucet is just completely open on the dopamine chemical. And it's almost like there's not even a valve cover anymore. So your mom will need to do some personal work, and from what I can see too, your mom's in a level depression where getting her help is going to have to come from the outside. She's not going to get help herself. um so I highly recommend maybe taking an initiative on that, maybe seeing if you can talk to herself. There are some counseling things you can call. Good Help is one of them. I need to get a list of those, but there are some counseling apps available and phone numbers available, and I would recommend starting with that, and seeing if that'll help. Okay, at Badger, you're good enough. By the way, I just wanted to send you good vibes and kindness. Everyone here is at KibbyRose, and I believe in you. And you are that your abilities are real. Thank you. Hi, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly teaching myself. I am not perfect. I am the last person on this planet to say that I'm perfect or ridicule anybody for not being perfect. I mean, if there's anybody who's made every freaking mistake in the book, hi, how are you? Glad to meet you. I'm Kibby. Other than needles, I've done it all. So Badger, my BFF and biker goddess. She is a biker goddess, isn't she? Anyway, Cora, thank you. I will be happy for my mother no matter what she decides with her love life. She was the one that got burned in the first place. Yeah, and she's got her finger up to men at this point. And truthfully, I see she had the love of her life. Truthfully, with your mom, from what I can see, it's in her mind, she got the man she wanted. She had the marriage she wanted. She had the kids. She just didn't plan on this part, like she didn't plan for this part of her life, so she's gonna go wing it. And as far as she's concerned, winging it has nothing to do with finding another man. And she's just like, I have learned that lesson, that living off a man is not the way to do it. I think she's actually taken a page out of your book, Cora. Nicole, aw, thanks, love. Question, yes. Is the person I refer to as Capricorn someone I should explore romantically? Okay, they're telling me yes, but they're also kind of giving me a warning about this. Okay, whoever this person is, they don't play hard to get. So if they're playing hard to get, take the hint. Does that make sense? Capricorns are very possessive. Capricorns know what they want, and when they have what they want, like of common phrase, this is kind of funny because I've also dated 3 Capricorns. Capricorns are actually part of my weakness, and I know better not to date them anymore. Capricorns very much have the mindset, if they're not mature enough, that what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. So when they're in a relationship, you're not so much a partner as you are a possession. Hence my stalker issue, Capricorn. What's hers is hers, and what was mine was hers. Like seriously. So, but that's a negative side of Capricorn. This person, from what I can say, I don't know if you've reached out yet or not, but they're basically letting you know that here's the thing. If put it out there, but just know if they don't respond, that is a response. So there you go. And shut up on that one because I don't want to hear it right now. You're welcome, Dan. And sorry, guys, you just had to see me yell at my angels. Not right now. I'm working. You can yell at me later. Question. And yes, my angels yell at me all the time. In case you guys didn't know, when I'm doing client readings, there'll be times when literally they hold like an imaginary mirror up to my face, and I'm just like, put the mirror down. Will my best friend Lindsay ever get out of her depression anxiety over seeing her mom and dad die? Is there anything I can do to help with her? She needs to go to trauma therapy. She's in trauma therapy. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, she will. Ooh. Okay, Nicole, without getting too graphic, how exactly did this happen? Was it a gunshot? Was it a car accident? Because from what I can see, this was messy. It was not, it was a gory scene that she saw. Well, I can tell you one thing, the girl is never going to be watching horror movies for a while. It's going to take her a minute because there's a couple of traumas here that I'm seeing that she's going to have to get over. First, she's going to have to get over seeing the image that's burned constantly in her mind's eye. The second thing she's going to have to get over is actually the emotional trauma that moment caused. And the third I see is she's going to have to get over the emotional trauma of the loss. This situation is one of those where she's definitely it's compiled. Because of it was a motorcycle accident. Okay. Yeah, because they're saying because of the gruesome nature of what she witnessed, they're gonna have to peel back an onion, get to the core problem, and then repair that way. It's going to get worse before it gets better, simply because that's the only way it can happen. And only that, but from what they're showing me, she's not going to be able to do it until she's ready to start doing it. And that she's got to wait for the chemicals that have been released in her head to literally settle down for a minute. And then her dad died from an infection. So she did. These were compiled. So they literally were one on top of the other. Okay. So did she witness the motorcycle accident? Because she's showing me something along the line, like, I don't even want to get into it because it just made my stomach turn. Like, I can handle horror movies, but not when they're that real. Oh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, she did. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, because that image is burned in her mind. And this is where the problem lies with this, and this is where it lies with a lot of trauma patients or trauma victims that I talk to and I work with. Um, that learning to have that image come up and then move it aside instantly is going to be the first step. And the difficulty of doing that is I kind of compare it to coming off of heroin. It's not you get nauseous, you go through all the physical, because she gets the images in her head and she goes through all the visual, all the physical along with the emotional, and it's just, so yes, but it's going to be, we're talking a good year and a half. If she's not in counseling, she needs to get in counseling, because she's not going to get over this without counseling. You can talk to me on Insta about it if you want to. I'm trying not to do work outside of this and what I have planned, because yeah, it does take energy and everything else for me to look into this stuff. But I'd be more than happy to do a private for her if she needs it, or even a private for you if you prefer that. But I when I'm doing readings, guys, I'm keeping it to certain time periods, because if I don't, I will be literally, I'm already connected 24/7. And if I channel in all the time, like all day, every day, because I still have to work after this. We have to, that's why I only do an hour of this, because then I actually go do 2 hours of my psychic work for my clients. Michaela, gosh, I didn't know I had that many. I am studying to become a teacher, but I don't know if I am doing the right thing. Will I fall in love with this job in the future? You're going to fall in love. You're going to fall in love with the job for what you think you're going to fall in love with it for. But yeah, you're going to hate the politics. You're going to hate the politics. Yeah, and you're actually, from what I can see, Michaela, you are very much one who's able to roll with the punches and abide by the rules, even though necessarily you don't agree with them. You'll ruffle feathers if you feel like it's actually morally unjust, but for the most part, it's a job. Get the job done. So I can see that you actually will do fairly well in this, in that. Um, it's just going to be very important for you to remember that work is work, and the love of your students has to be left in the classroom. That's where you're going to struggle, if that makes sense. So you're going to have one of those where if you like okay, for instance, I'm going to give an example of something that I encountered with my mother, because she was a teacher and she encountered this. When you come across one of those children that has a difficult home life and you have to do what you have agreed to do by signing up to be a teacher, the emotional hardship of it is something that's going to be hard for you to not take home with you. So it's because you have such a big heart and you care. So just know that there are going to be some nights that you end up crying because you feel like there's nothing you can do to help these kids. But at the same time, you're going to be able to enjoy the portions where you do help them. And yes, seeing that kid light up when they finally understand something, yes, that is where your joy is going to be. So every time you see that image of your head where you're seeing that kid work and they look at you and go, I get it. Oh, I get it. It's going to happen for you over and over and over again. But it's going to be very important for you to realize the sad parts of the job you're going to need to leave at work. Take the happy home with you, leave the sad at work, because you cannot let it eat you up at home. How can you help her? Get her into counseling. I would be the type of friend who would be pushing to have her go talk to somebody, finding numbers for support, free support lines that she can call, anonymous support lines that I would just be handing her information and sending her information, like literally. That's how one of my friends saved my life. I had done when I get really, really bad, I literally shut out everybody. I do the whole, I'll shut down all social, my phone will be turned off, everything. And one of my friends sent me an email with the helpline, and she literally sent it to, I went on my computer after 3 days of hiding, and I had 27 emails from her, all of them with the same number, all of her just like, please, if you're not going to reach out to me, if you're not going to reach out to anyone else, here's this number. And I did. And after I talked to them, I reached out to my friends, and it's literally just don't give up. Just don't even if they're not talking, even if they're not, just don't give up. Because and don't think that you as a person can fix it, because you're not a medical professional. Encourage them to go see a medical professional. They go to school, they know the questions. I've been in counseling since I was 30 plus years of counseling. I know the doctors know the right questions to ask at certain points because of an emotional reaction. They're trained for it. And that's why they're there. So that's my recommendation on how you can help her is recommend a source that she can reach to get help. Okay, question, Cora. Will I hear from my father in the next couple of weeks? No, you probably won't hear from your father until the holidays. He's going to feel the pull around Halloween because of the grandkids. And honey, with what they've been through, you got to give them time. And especially, another thing, guys, a lot of people don't realize this, but subconsciously, when we're in a lot of pain, we do reach out. And when we reach out, we tap into the world's energies. 9 times out of 10, the world is doing pretty good. It's pretty happy. However, right now, we're kind of in World War III. Tapping into that energy isn't even something I'm not doing right now, because all it is anxiety and panicked and worried. And if you tap into it right now, that's all you're going to feed yourself. So my recommendation for this, and that's why a lot of people that are struggling right now are really struggling, because even our angels tap into that energy. And our angels are like, dude, the energy is not that good right now to be feeding off of. Not even they don't even necessarily want to touch it, but they have to. So just understand that a lot of healing processes are taking a little bit longer right now, simply because the world's energies are off and we all can feel it. So do homeschooling. It's way safer when you're at odds with the kids and parents. I am at odds with homeschooling simply because it depends on how much time the parent has for the child. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm all about homeschooling, but you've got to make sure that you have enough time to actually stick to the curriculum and the work and everything else. And we just hit the hour mark, so I'm going to rush through this, and I don't know who that is, so we're going to block him because I have a feeling that's a troll. Just in case! You're coming in at the last minute, and I'm about to shut out and go out. Well, hi, Justin. I hope things are going good for you. Oh, wow, you were busy today. And yes, I'm reading you because I'm already tapped into energies and it just flooded me like crazy. So Mr. Just in Case has been very busy today and just as productive as always. And I give him 2 thumbs up because he got a lot done today. I don't know how the heck he does it. But Michaela, for someone who's homeschooled, my nephew is very rewarding and without politics in it. And that's my experience. Okay, so thank you for your time and energy. Oh, you're very welcome. And I have a feeling I just blocked somebody I shouldn't have blocked. I'll go back in on the back end and change that. Sorry, Benjamin. Oh, my guard was up. My angels were like, nope, we don't know who that is. It's a troll. See, this is why I need my mods. Where are my mods? No, I'm just kidding. They're all busy. They all have their own lives. And you're very welcome. Be blessed and have a lovely weekend. You guys too. So I'm going to close it out right here, right now. Thank you guys. Thank all of you for coming in and asking me questions and letting me share time and energy and my abilities with you. It's helping me tune myself better, and I hope I'm helping you guys. I'm KibbyRose. I'm your lesbian psychic Authortube stoner, and I am here Monday and Wednesdays for writing sprints, and I am here Friday nights for Psychic Hour. Come join me whenever you want. If you are interested in scheduling an appointment or having a private, or if you have any questions regarding what I do, my socials are linked down below. Feel free to contact me. Just let me know what it's about because stalker issues, so I'm very cautious about who contacts me. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, whatever time it is, and I'll see you guys next time.